Hey, good morning. It's Dr. James. I hope this message finds you happy, thriving, and well. Thank you for your time and thank you for your energy. And I've been working over the last 15, 20 minutes over in my little prayer chair. And there it is right there, trying to get my heart wrapped around what I want to share with you today. It's one of the most difficult things I'm going to share with you. At the same time, I feel like a rallying call. I feel like, guys, we have to absolutely rise up well, here we go. Okay, you ready for this? So we have talked about loneliness in the disease epidemic that is loneliness in this country today. We've talked about it probably 3 or 4 times in the last 3 years, but this morning I came across the latest research that really puts us in a place where we have to understand our role in this. And I'm not sure where you might be in this. Are you presently one of those people who are lonely? And if you are, please reach out to this community and let us know so we can hold you in prayer. We can offer up something to you, at least in the sense of just saying, hey, I see you, I hear you, I'm with you. And potentially someone lives close enough by you that we can grab a coffee with you. We can go for a walk. We can take the dogs, go to a dog park, whatever. And I'm deeply sincere in this message because here's what the latest research is saying is that if you are lonely, and right now they're saying anywhere between 1 in 4 or maybe even more Americans say experience deep loneliness. It will absolutely shorten our life expectancy by 25%. In fact, they say that every day that we are experiencing deep loneliness, it's like smoking 15 cigarettes that day. 1 day of loneliness, 15 cigarettes, because of the stress, the inflammation, the emotional, physical upheaval that happens when we're lonely. It is like 15 cigarettes. Now, that may not, it's hard to even quantify that because I'm just going, wow, what does it actually mean? It means that the emotional depth of loneliness is so physically damaging, spiritually damaging on every level. It's systemic in the way it damages us. And I also want to share with you the latest statistic on social media and why social media, we have to be very cautious about it. They're saying right now that people who spend over 2 hours or longer than 2 hours tend to be some of the people who have the greatest sense of loneliness and how social media negatively impacts us. We can't help but feel judgment. We can't help but feel like we're lost. We can't help but feel like we're disconnected when we see that much of the human highlight reel. In fact, we find that people who spend a half an hour or less tend to be some of the most unlonely, or the less lonely people, better put, in the entire country. So there's so much to unpack here, but I think ultimately it's a call to action. If you're a lonely person, it's time to reach out and do anything and everything that you can. And I know, and I'm reading more about this and trying to understand what it is that makes us feel lonely. And I'm also understanding what's happening in the political environment. There is absolutely, they're calling political tribalism, and how social media is being manipulated to take us, if we're lonely, and move us into places where we feel the us versus them mentality. And we're so vulnerable because we're just looking for any kind of community. And I'm not judging a community that we may be falling into or drawn to, but I'm asking us, is it a loving place? Not is it just make you feel like you're loved because you have a place that's where you see like you're not alone, but is it loving? Is the community that you're being drawn to, is it loving? To me, that's the great question of everything. And I always ask myself when I'm in different groups, I'm in different situations, is this loving? Meaning, is it not judging others? Is it not marginalizing others? Is it not dehumanizing others? Is it not putting others in another space where I feel separation and deeper contempt for those people? Because if there's that is not love, and that is not community, and that is not what it is that we are intended to be doing here with our human life experience. So much here. So here's the goal today, my dear friends. Reach out and look for people. Give them the eye contact. Give them the opportunity. Say hello. Ask them with sincerity how they're doing. Studies show that as little as 3 micro moments of 3 to 8 seconds of just looking people in the eye, smiling, acknowledgement, giving people relevance is such a big part of the healing. And if you are the lonely one, reach out for us and say, this is where I live. Anyone want to pop by? Anyone want to go meet in the park for a walk? I mean this sincerely. If we don't do this, we're already moving in the wrong direction in so many ways. But I'm such a huge fan of human spirit and the human potential of community, intentional community. Beyond right doing and wrongdoing, as Rumi said, there is a field. Let's meet over there, where there's no marginalizing, there's no hate, there's no contempt, there's no diminishment, there's no not seeing one another. Let's go to where we see one another and be with one another and be the one that we are together. Big stuff today. Okay, I'm in. I'm all in. Man, I got nothing to lose. I have got so much to gain by leaning into what happens. Because, one last thing, when we connect with other humans, we live longer and stronger. When we connect with other human beings, we're happier, we're more grateful, we're more alive, we're more awake, we're more powerful, we're more fulfilled, we're more purposeful. So, there you go. Just the wonderful side effect of being intentional with your community. I love you. Thank you. Thank you for being in my community. Thank you for allowing me to be in yours. Peace and love. See ya.